Welcome inside Bonfire Sports. Pleased to be joined live by our old friend, Paul LaPolice. Lapo, how are you? Thanks for doing this.
Oh, I'm great. Yeah, it's neat to be on and doing football. It's great. It's great to be going week 2 in our home turf.
Yeah, it'll be your home opener, obviously. Back to back against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. If you want, we can dive right into that. What are the challenges versus maybe some of the areas of ease in facing the same team 2 weeks in a row? I imagine it helps in preparation because you just saw your opponent, you have fresh film on them, but at the same time, you're got to expect wrinkles, and you'll have wrinkles to throw at them.
Yeah, the first thing from a preparation, you don't have another game to break down. It's the game you've been watching, self-scouting yourself and watching after the game. So that's a little bit easier on coaches, and you're kind of watching the same film all week. But yeah, the hard part is trying to figure out, okay, we did this well. How much more can we do with this? What are their adjustments to each thing? And trying to have a feeling how teams will react to what you did, and just trying to counter that and being ready for what happens.
Yeah, and you talked about it during the preseason as well, and even on your season preview media calls, Paul, how, Winnipeg knew they had you 2 weeks in a row. You knew you had them 2 weeks in a row. So preparation through training camp, and these first 2 games, all part of it. That said, it's your second year as head coach of the Ottawa RedBlacks, obviously following a Grey Cup championship here in Winnipeg. How much more settled do you feel in year 2?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually settled it from a family standpoint because it's my 3rd year because of the COVID year, but second year on the field. I guess I feel more settled in a lot of ways, but it's not my first time as a head coach, but I am way more I have a new general manager. I have a bunch of new players. And I'm breaking in a bunch of new coaches too. So there has been some change. But I do feel real comfortable. It's my second year with some of the guys on the staff. And Sean Burke has been outstanding, and certainly some of the veteran players we brought in can bring a comfort level to me as a head coach because they understand things and how to do things.
Yeah, you guys were busy in the offseason in free agency. Tough to see Kwaku Boateng go down to injury. I saw some tweets today. He was at practice and greeting his teammates and you and your coaching staff and that sort of thing. So that's good to see. But maybe the biggest or most noteworthy veteran addition to your team is your quarterback, Jeremiah Masoli. Last year, there was some, changes that were happening at quarterback, and you had to make some adjustments through the year. But how, what does Jeremiah bring as a veteran? And then obviously, we saw it in week 1, 380 yards passing. What does he bring on the field?
He brings a leadership first and foremost. The players respond to him very well. He's great in meetings, on the field in practice. He's always working, and I'm working at a high level, right? He really has guys wanting to play hard for him. And, and he's recognized a lot of defenses over the years. So he really sees the field well, and he can throw the ball as accurately as I've seen. He's an accurate passer. So, a lot of great things from him. And, just the key for him is doing it consistently.
How about Darvin Adams, adding a veteran like him, someone you're obviously very familiar with, and Jalen Acklin, who had a very good game outside of a drop early in the game, but boy, he would have been almost at 200 yards if he had pulled that one. And you got some dangerous weapons that Masoli is using at his disposal.
Yeah, I thought we spread the ball around very well. Even our fullback had a big catch, and that's part of our process. We always talk about 1 first down or a catch, get somebody else a touch if we stay on the field, and that's what Jeremiah did a good job. We had a bunch of different guys catch the football because Jeremiah kept us on the field.
I was really impressed with your defense, Paul. They came out aggressive. They played physical. I noticed that right away. Hard hits, aggressive at the line of scrimmage, aggressive in the back end, and ensuring the receivers knew that the defensive presence was there. Is that something you and defensive coordinator Mike Benavides put a focus on to ensure that you raise your physical game when you play against a team that has a reputation of being physical in the Winnipeg Blue Bombers?
Yeah, I don't think it matters who we're playing. We want
Sure.
to be a physical football team. So It's something, we've talked about since day one, and we wanted to make sure we impart physicality no matter who we play. And certainly, we wanted to make sure we did a good job stopping the run this year. And they certainly did a good job of that. And we'll have to find a way to do it again this week.
Yeah, you do have to face them again this week. And obviously that first game of the season is a feeling out period, no matter your opponent. But getting them in a second week, when it comes to your defense, I'm curious of what you guys saw, and maybe even just, casually, how different is this Blue Bombers offense without Andrew Harris?
I don't know if it's, going to be dramatically different. Certainly, you've got a lot more years and a lot more games played at the tailback position when Andrew was there. But Brady was a talented back who's been in the system for a couple of years, right? Same thing with Johnny. They've got a good offensive line and good coaches who understand the schemes in the CFL. So I think you lose that veteran presence of Andrew, but you've got good young capable guys.
Kenny Lawler signs the big free agent contract to join Edmonton this offseason. Darvin joining your team, of course, as we touched on. Greg Ellingson comes over from Edmonton and joins Winnipeg. He was targeted early and often in week one. I'm curious of what you saw in him and Dalton Schoen, the rookie number 83, who was, in his first pro game, heavily involved in Winnipeg's offense.
Yeah, I thought Dalton did a nice job. Really, made some plays down the stretch, and Ellingson's just a veteran, right? Seen all the coverages before, seen all the pictures. Actually spent some time with Zach, a couple of years ago. So, it's good to have, at the receiver position, if you have a veteran guy, the trust factor is so much easier to have that trust factor in a guy being in the right spot at the right time for the quarterbacks.
No question about that. Paul LaPolice joining us here on Bonfire Sports. Bombers RedBlacks go Friday night, and we invite you to join our pregame show Thursday. We'll go live, myself and Chris Walby, at 3:00, and a postgame show as well. I asked Mike O'Shea this question after the game, and then again this week, about the flow of that game, Paul. Did you see what I saw? There just didn't seem to be a lot of flow to the game in the middle, especially. Kind of stagnant, a lot of inability for offenses to find continuity and move the football.
Yeah, I mean, you're facing Winnipeg's one of the best defenses in the league last year, and Richie Hall does a great job. They have really good players, so they do a good job. I was proud. Like I know we had an 11-play drive and a 9-play drive, and fortunate enough to do that. But the thing their defense does is they keep you out of the end zone, right? They do a really good job of, giving you field goals, but not touchdowns. And, so when you have couple of defenses that are playing well, it's going to make it create some 2-and-outs.
Paul, a lot of fans asking me on our post-game show, Game Day After Dark, about the circumstances around the end of the first half. Your team well within field goal range. Could you walk us through what happened there?
Yeah, we wanted to take one more play, and we were going to go with a tempo play, get one more play, and we didn't get communicated very well. We have certain terminology tells us what to do, and obviously that didn't get communicated well, and we took too much time off the clock to snap it. So, difficult, right? Because it's a situation we try to work on and go through, and certainly disappointing. We don't get we don't get down in time, and we catch the ball, and there's still a couple seconds we still don't get down in time. So my thing is to make sure I've got those guys understanding the situational football, and if there's any doubt, I possibly could have used my timeout. So yeah, it's a mistake, and but as I tell the players every week, if the kicker misses a field goal, if a guy drops a ball, if the quarterback throws a pick, there's multiple reasons why we lose a football game. But that was we got to be better. We got to be better as a team at the end of the half.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see you and the Blue Bombers go head to head in a rematch on Friday night, Paul. It's funny you mentioned those plays here and there, a dropped ball, a missed convert, or whatever it might be for either team. It's hard to win a football game. It's hard to win in the CFL, no matter how good your team is, your roster is, your coaching is, all of that. When you go into battle on a week-to-week basis, it's tough to win football games because it does often come down to just one or two plays.
Well, I didn't know the stat till after the game that the Bombers are 19-1 at home their last 20 starts, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, obviously not a lot of people had a lot of success in that park. So, but we certainly you know we certainly feel that you know, we can play with anybody in the league, and we'll if we play better than them, we're going to win, right? And that's what we got to strive to do each week.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think you and your team opened a lot of eyes in CFL Week 1, taking the Winnipeg Blue Bombers right to the finish, and everybody looking forward to Friday night. I do want to ask you, Paul, did you get your Grey Cup ring? And well, or sorry, not you got your Grey Cup ring from 2019, but you got an opportunity to be reintroduced to the crowd at IG Field, you and Darvin Adams, on some separate occasions. How did that feel, you know, to be celebrated by those fans that, you know, really loved you and your personality and your time here in Winnipeg?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Bombers didn't have to do that, but that was, you know, that was really nice. And you know, I've spent a majority of my career. I spent 3 different times in Winnipeg, right? So majority of my CFL career has been with the Bombers, right? 02 and 03, 10, 11, and 12, and then 16 through 19. So 3 different occasions, and you know, certainly have great memories there and great people to work with, and great relationships with all the people, and enjoyed, you know, you want to coach where football's important, right? And where the community cares about football, and Winnipeg's certainly been that way. So I enjoyed all the people and my time in the community. So yeah, it was nice. I appreciate the fans cheering for me and then booing me right after, I guess. So, but outstanding. Yeah, it's really nice of them to do that.
Yeah, passion is a good thing, however it is communicated. But yeah, absolutely, Paul. I've always appreciated my interactions with you. I thank you for your time today. Best of luck this season. Best of luck Friday night in your home opener. And I sure hope we can talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Darren. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Paul. Be well.